Please vote, my fellow gamers. Today I want to talk to you about this this box for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Now I needed this Baron Strucker, this cat here, for my poison force. I'm going to build it via Hydra, and he's the leadership that I need. So I'm going to put Abomination and him in there with Omega Red, and we're going to do some Jessica Drew. She passes out some poison as well, and plus she just does a lot of work. But I didn't want to really talk about him that much, but he's the reason why I got the pack. I want to talk about this character, this Arnim Zola guy. Now he, just like the Cosmic Ghost Rider, comes with a clear acrylic part. The only thing that you really need clear is this view screen here in the very center of his chest, and that's because of this piece. Focus. I chose the angry face and not the smiling face. I didn't really like the smiling face, and he's a bad guy. Well, yeah, he's pretty bad. So I chose this face, which is pretty cool. So what you have to do before you can even build this stinking model, look at this guy. He's just in pieces. Now I do have his hand glued in there, but for the most part, I mean, he's all in bits. I do have this arm piece glued. You know, you glue the halves, but everything else is in pieces because I need this piece to fit over this in order to make him whole. But what you have to do is you got to paint this face first. Then, with the painted face, insert it into the chest cavity here, and then build the model. And then what you do, because like the loincloth and the arm and all this the collarbone pieces and shoulders, you want to paint that because they've got it, you know, purple and yellow here, right? So what you need to do is you need to mask off this clear piece first, then prime it. Take the masking off if you want to. You could use masking tape, like I have here, some of this Tamiya masking tape, or you can use the liquid mask. The thing about liquid mask, okay, is it's a paint-on masking medium. The thing is, you can't leave it on too long. Masking tape you can leave on indefinitely, but that liquid mask, if you leave it on too long, it's gonna like harden and crust up and whatnot, and this is going to get ruined. Basically, the clear acrylic's going to be ruined. So you paint it on, you prime it, then you remove it. You've got to do it fairly quickly. That liquid mask isn't meant to be left on indefinitely. So this is another one of these models where you have to paint certain parts of it before you can even assemble it. So even though I don't know if I'm going to run this guy, really, I'm not a very big Hydra fan at all. I just want to see if I can make a poison list work. And this guy actually has an excellent leadership for the poison stuff. But, I mean, Hydra's got to get something cool or something in order for me to really want to run it. It does have Spider-Woman and it does have Abomination, which they are both cool. But for the most part, you know, Hydra sucks. But this is just an interesting character. Much like the Cosmic Ghost Rider, I went through that. You have to paint the Cosmic Ghost Rider and then attach his front plasma ball if you wanted the plasma ball to remain translucent. If not, just prime over the plasma ball like a great many people do. But I find that that's not cool. You know, use it. I mean, if you've got freehand styles and stuff, you could paint straight over this acrylic. But they give you the acrylic. Why not use it? Why not have something cool and three-dimensional, right? So, you know, you could paint him much like this is done here, where it's kind of like a computer screen. They've got the lines, the horizontal lines for him. I don't know how much of that is actually like hand painted, or if they just went ahead and just use their freehand skills to paint that. I'm not sure. Because the other face, and I've already thrown it away and whatnot, but the other face doesn't quite look like that. It's almost got like a smirk to it. And it's certainly not that one. That one would be cool to have. But you only get this really angry, like, I am constipated. And then you get kind of like a smirk face. And then another miniature that's kind of like this, but not so much. We'll go over here. Are these guys here. This is the wrecking crew that comes with Abomination. I wish it would focus. But they're so close on the base that you can't really paint them fully if they're all assembled on the base. So you have to have them in a setup like this, where they are all on their own individual bases for painting. You paint them completely, then you assemble them on the base. Of course, you're going to paint the base as well. So when you're ready to fully assemble them and then give them their final coat of clear coat from testers, if you do that, or whatever top coating material you do, then they're basically done by the time you actually finally assemble them. They just need that coat. So, and even then, I mean, you might want to just coat them here as they are. And then take an X-Acto knife, clean out the holes for their feet, and cannonball on a chain, as it were, and then assemble them using the Tamiya thin cement. So, you know, this is another thing. Like, I don't know if I'm going to run them, but I have them, and in order for them to take up much less space, I'm going to have to paint them and get them assembled. It's not like the rest of my forces where I can just have them take up space, you know, have them just take up space. Like, I don't know when I'm going to get to painting some of these guys. Now, when I get to it, when I actually, like, I played a game with my Avengers, and, you know, I wasn't really planning on painting Luke Cage very soon, or Captain America, or any of these guys. I wasn't planning on painting them, but since I was going to run a game with them, I'm like, well, shoot, let's just go ahead and do it up. My Inhumans here, I've got some bases painted, because the new Inhumans are going to drop, I think. You know, I don't like the leadership or the new Black Bolt, but the two, Karnak and Gorgon, they're really excellent 3-threat characters that you would be a fool to ignore. So I'm definitely going to put them in the list with this Black Bolt as being the leader, and Medusa in it, and of course Lockjaw. You got to have Lockjaw. I don't know about Crystal, really. I haven't read her card, actually. So yeah, I mean, you know, I just recently got all of the OG Guardians of the Galaxy painted, and then I painted Nova because I wanted to use him. And I'm going to tell you guys, he's broken. I say broken. He's super good, and I felt bad playing him. He's just devastating. And I don't have Yondu painted, even though he is my last Guardian of the Galaxy model to paint. He'll be pretty bright, and he'll be an excellent addition to the Force, but I just don't want to paint him right now. I kind of want to back off of playing Guardians of the Galaxy and either play Inhumans, at least try them out, because I haven't played them at all yet, or now there's one person I want to play, my brand new assembled Spider Foes. These guys are excellent sculpts, and I don't care if Sandman is like terrible. I think he's super cool looking, and I just want a giant hand on the field, so that's why I got those guys. They are excellent guys. But I have a lot to pick and choose from here to paint, so I'm just painting cool ones. And, you know, models like this kind of force my hand to paint them, and I don't like it, so that's why they're off on the side here. It's like, go off on the side. They're not difficult to paint. Not really. They're very tiny figures, and most of them are, like, you know, 3 basic colors. You know, so maybe I'll get to it, but, and they will look great. Assembled, fully painted, these guys will look excellent. But I don't really like the multi-base type, or the multi-characters per base. And here I'm doing Bobby Drake, you know, old Iceman. So starting out with a base coat, I got to give his own body more of a coat, but he's just going to be ice. That's not that hard to do. So we'll paint him up soon, and I really like him. He's just a cool X-Men. I'm glad that they gave him the ice slide. So yeah, I really like Bobby. He's awesome. And this guy, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the face, get him assembled, prime him, take off the masking tape, and probably leave him in situ for when I do get to painting him. But it's just, he's a strange character. I don't know how many of you guys have experience with him, but yeah, he's just strange. It's a neat effect though. They give you the neat effect of the face behind the screen. So thank you AMG for that. It's a cool effect. It's just you have to go through some hoops if you want to use the sculpted face versus freehand painting over this. You know, and to be honest, I haven't looked up pictures of him painted before. So I don't know if people have gone through the hoops or if they just primed the whole model, because this takes some steps. It's very interesting. And what's bad is that a lot of people don't know, in order to keep your clear acrylic clear, is you have to mask over it, because if you hit it with a dull coat or something, it's going to frost this material and you're not going to see through it. It's going to ruin it. You would have to buff it out. And when I'm talking buffing, I'm talking you get down to 800 grit. And even in some cases, you've got to go to a paste to buff this out to look shiny and clear again. And I don't think many people have the patience for doing that. So there's that. But I just wanted to showcase this a little bit. And, you know, I'll go through more Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff here in the future. All right, guys. Talk to you later. God bless.